Hello everybody! Right, today I'm just going to show you some really quick and easy, well, fairly quick and easy, but very effective nail art. I'm still a beginner. I only started growing my nails about a year ago, I think. Yeah, coming up to a year ago. I've learnt quite a lot in that time, and I'm just going to show you some of my, if I can put my teeth in, I'm going to show you some of my sort of favourite, kind of funky looking. They look a lot more complicated than they are. Trust me, I'm not a great artist, and if I can do these, you can do these. So, I have some nails here that are prepped. I'm going to just give them a quick little with a base coat. I'm not quite sure which one I'm going to use. I will probably just use Meshy. So I am going to keep these on a similar theme. So I have these colours out. They're all Rarjsm colours, and they're all pastel colours. So this is what we are going to be working with. I'm going to try and keep them sort of on a similar theme, so they could be used, you know, could be worn as a set. So this is my sort of testing swatch stick. This is some of the stuff that I did right at the beginning of my nail journey, actually. So we might do an ombre of some description, something like this or something like this. That's an ombre from a cream into a glitter. How well you can see that? Yeah, you can see that. And then I just put some stars on it. It's another ombre. There's a tartan, which we're going to do one of those today. There's a marble one there. There's some little paw prints. Can't see them that well. This is very simple and very effective. So is this. I mean, even that, the animal print is not, you know, it's not difficult. That is extremely effective and very simple. That was a sticker. That was just some foils. That was a foil, that was a foil, that was a foil, that was a foil. So, I don't think we'll use foils today, but we may do, let's see. I haven't really got a set plan, just an idea of doing some simple nails. So I think the first one that we will do a tartan, and we'll do it on the thumbs. So I am going to get one of these. I'm going to transfer this over onto here because it's a little easier to work with. Let's see. I think we'll do a pink base and then maybe purple and maybe some silver for the tartan. I'm going to take my glasses off because I can't see. My eyesight is terrible. So I have my little palette. I'm going to put a bit of this purple on there. I'm going to give it a good shake first because that needs a good shake. I've heard not about like not shaking them too aggressively, but I mean, if you do, I've seen people like just do this, but it doesn't seem to shake up. It doesn't mix with me when I do that. And I've seen these little machines, like little shaker machines, you like strap the bottle in and then it just goes blah, blah, blah. Do they work? Has anyone got one? Do they work? Because I keep looking at them. Yeah, I don't know. Let's have a look if that has helped. Well, that has definitely helped. So let's put a bob of that on there. A bit more. Probably way too much. I always put way too much on my palette and wiping a load off and wasting it. Now then, I am going to use my Bowan, don't know, 10mm liner brush. I'm going to soak the brush in the polish. You see, that brush, has that brush been used or not? I can't remember. Probably not, so let me just... I like the look of these brushes, but honestly, they're not that good. You can see it's just not working. Feels like it's all gunked up, but it shouldn't be because it's had a lid on it and it had base coat on it. Let me just get some top coat and try and revive this brush a little bit. Here's my little it's too small to do this with, but it does feel like it's all like gunky. I'm not quite sure why. And I know you're not supposed to put acetone on your brushes. I think it's getting there. It's getting there. I'm brushing it out and it's getting there. It's starting to feel a little bit more like a brush. Just kind of trying to get the top coat into all these bristles. I'm not being rough, sort of dragging it through, but I am trying to get these bristles? Oh dear, bristles to kind of fan out again and get rid of any gunk that's in them. I'm not quite sure what happened with that brush, but and I don't know whether it's going to be long enough anyway actually, so I might just leave that for the time being and get a longer brush. Let me see, what do I have? An 18mm. Let's try this one. If you want lines, straight lines, I think the longer the brush the better in a lot of cases. So we're going to try and make this a tartan. One sec. Sorry about that. Where were we? Oh yes, we were trying to do tartan. So I am going to start around about there. I'm going to do a nice straight line. Turn it over. Do another nice straight line. Like so, and load the brush up a little more. You can flash cure as you go if you wish. it might be an idea, especially if you're not used to doing lines. It does take a bit of practice. As you can see. I'm going to flush peel that now, I think. And we'll do the other one while we're waiting for that. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, they don't have to be perfect, because tartan's made out of material and thread isn't always perfect either. But, you know, depends how much of a perfectionist you are, I guess. I can't remember how I did the other one, and I want to do it opposite, so I'm just going to get that back out. And that was that way, so now I'm going to go. See that little blob? I don't know whether you can see it, a little blob on the end. And you want to make sure you haven't got that, because that's what creates that sort of bulb when you first put your brush down. So you load your brush and then you take some off. I ain't shaking now. I think I'm resting on a nerve on the end of the table. You don't want to be sort of pressing down too much. You want to let the brush do the work. Flush cure that one. Right, so I'm going to load up my brush with the silver. And then I'm going to do it here. It's a little bit awkward sometimes getting around the curve of the nail, because the brush is so long that you have to kind of push it past the nail. We have a line, and I want to do and we're going to go in this direction. I feel like it's still lacking a little something, so I'm going to put a line of white in as well. going to try and get one in the middle of here now. Yes, I think that definitely looks better. So it's a little time consuming, but it's not that difficult because the brush does most of the work for you. So it's not like technical, and it's not like, you know, like character art. I mean, some of the artists that you see just do some phenomenal stuff that I'm completely incapable of doing. And I'm quite envious, but you can do stuff that looks quite funky, that isn't that complicated. Not really enough paint on my brush that time. On the bit of the brush that I was using, at least. I do want it to be quite delicate. Let me just check that I'm doing it the same as this one. Yeah, on the bottom there, under that line there. In the lamp, and then all we've got left to do on this nail is to just top coat. Okay, we're going to do the pinky nails next. Now the reason for that is because the other three nails I want to do designs that all use a dotting tool, so they all look a bit similar. So I think it's, rather than have an odd design in the middle of them, we'll keep those three together. Does that make sense? No idea. So for this, I mean, it's probably the worst nail we could have done, but I'm going to try and do an ombre, and I'm going to do blue and yellow because where the ombre meets, that will make green. So I'm going to put a tiny little bit, do I want it, yeah, I'll have the blue at the base. I put a bit more on than I would normally do. I probably should have moved that palette out of the way first, but I didn't. I'm going to shake this a little bit. Very well organised, am I? I should have shook all these bottles before I opened them, before I even put them on the desk. No wobbly voice, because I'm shaking the bottle. It's a nice colour, this yellow. I'm going to get an ombre brush. I can't remember He says ombre brush. There it is. Right, Old Faithful. I always tend to go back to these brushes. See that? I don't wonder whether it's been too hot in here, because even that brush has gone a little stiff. I've just got gel all over my hands. I'm gonna have to wash with alcohol. Don't know why I'm doing a silly voice, ignore me. More alcohol. Right, ombre brush, where did you go? There it is. To try and get a bit of life back into this brush. If anyone's got any hints or tips on what I'm doing wrong, because I usually get, I don't use alcohol, I don't use anything really on my brushes, other than either a base coat or a top coat. I dab, when I finished using my brushes, I dab them into base coat or top coat, and then drag them through a paper towel or whatever until, and keep repeating that process until all the colour that I was using is out of that brush. And then I soak them again in either base coat or top coat and put them away with the lids on. And there's no sunlight in here because I have a blackout blind on my window, so there's not like errant sunlight getting in even if they didn't have lids on. But yeah, if I haven't used them for a while, they're still going quite stiff. So is there a step I'm missing, or is there an option that's better? Let me know. So, ombre brush. Now, this is going to go green in the middle, but that's okay. I need a brush wipe, one sec. I always end up seeming to take off more polish than I want to in these situations, oftentimes, but I don't know. Maybe I'm being too heavy-handed. So that's quite a nice fade. I quite like it, but there's nowhere near enough polish on there. And I've got something in it. Oh, seriously. And I'm nearly out of shot. Doing well. Going for the trifecta. That is something that's in... It's in the base coat. So, yeah, I'm going to leave that. I'm just going to ombre that over that a little bit. And then hopefully the next coat will sort it out. We'll see. Always put a little bit more on of the colour if you need to. Put that in the lamp and we'll do a second coat on this first one. So that's those two done. Let's do the index finger next. And for a base colour, let's go for a yellow base. Okay, so these I've had 2 coats of the yellow. Put one to one side for a minute. We're going to get our dotting tools, which are super pretty. I keep showing them because they are just so pretty. We want something probably around about that size, because they're small nails. So, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and make it look like they're kind of cascading down and kind of fizzling out. And you want all sorts of different sizes, but you can use the load on the tool to get those different sizes. So we want it quite dense at the top, and you want it pretty random. I'm going to do both nails and then cure, and then we'll move on to another colour. Again, probably way too much on my palette, but hey. Give my tool a little bit of a wipe. I'm going to use the same tool throughout for all the colours, because we want some sort of uniformity. We don't want some massive ones and then teeny ones. And we will do the purple next. Get the other one out and do the purple. And we'll do the pink. This is why you flash cure, or cure, you fully cure if you like, between the colours, because them two are touching, and if I hadn't cured it they would be merging together, which we don't want. I mean, this is one of the easiest designs in the world, and I just think it looks really pretty. So this is the two. I'm going to give them a full cure and then I will top coat them. How easy was that? I'm hoping you can't hear my stomach growling. Oh dear. So we're going to do a similar thing for the other two nails, I think. I'm toying with the idea of doing some isolated chrome, but we've got... Excuse me, burp again. I am always so burpy in my videos. Oh my god. Yeah, I was thinking about doing some chrome, but I don't know. I could do silver, I suppose, but we have this and it's silver glitter, and I don't know if chrome will work with it. So no, I'm going to stick to my original plan, which is to do dotting tool designs on the other two nails. That we'll stick with that. Okay, so for this next one, we are going to do the nails half and half in two different colours. Doesn't have to be 100% perfect. And again, if you want, you can cure to make sure you're not going to get your colours muddled. I just realised that I'm out of shot, sorry. My dog is barking in the background. I apologise for that as well. She's, I have mentioned it before, she's old and blind and, well, nearly blind and nearly deaf. And she's a bit needy. And if she doesn't know where people is, she just stands where she is and barks. There's 3 people in the house at the moment. She doesn't need me particularly, so, you know, she's just being an arse. Oh, my stomach is growling so bad. It's tea time. Well, my stomach's telling me it's tea time anyway. No, it is, it's tea time. Oh, a little bit shaky on there. I'm hoping these aren't going to need 2 coats, but they may do. Okay, so these have had 2 coats of each colour. And now what we're going to do is we're going to get a fairly large dotting tool, not too ridiculously large, but a fairly large one. Probably that one. So that one. And we're going to get dots of pink and put them on the green, and dots of green and put them on the pink. So we're going for something like this. So the pink ones want to go kind of half on like that, so that they just touch. On there. That's what it should look like. Then we want to get a smaller dotting tool. Possibly that one. And go in between those dots. Then we get an even smaller dotting tool and go in between those dots. And then do it again, less paint on, and you'll get even smaller dots. So you'll end up with something like that. One of them has got an air bubble in it, which I don't really want. So I'm going to cure that, and I'm going to do the same on here. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Those two. Now we will look at them. Okay, for the final one in this set, we are going to attempt to emulate this. Obviously this is on a very long tip, but I'm hoping I'm going to be able to do something similar along those lines. And we're going to use, or I'm going to use, we're not a we, I'm going to use the purple as the base colour. Okay, so the eagle-eyed among you may have noticed that these are two different size nails. That's because they're for me, and my nails are different sizes. Not just the length, because obviously that's a growth thing, but the width is quite significantly different. This is a 5 and this is a 7. So yeah, I mean they're back to front, but yeah. That's why they're different sizes, in case you were wondering. I trapped this finger in a door, like the whole door closed on it, and my finger was stuck in the door and I couldn't get it out when I was a kid. It was my granddad's door. I think the wind caught it or something, it proper slammed anyway, and it basically crushed my finger, and that nail's a bit weird. In fact, they're both a bit weird. That one grows with ridges in it. I think I did something to that at some point as well. But anyway, that's why my nails are different sizes. So now we are going to get the larger dotting tool. I'm going to do the main dots in the blue. Which way do I want to curve it? I think I'll do it that way. So I'm going to just put some dots down in a curve. It's more of a blob than a dot now, but it's okay. I'm also going to just put a few random dots in the same colour, like so. Pop that in the lamp. Hang on, which way did I do that now? That way, so I'm going to go that way. So on this one, I want to curve that way, and then again some random dots in here. In the same colour. In the lamp. Now for the other colour, excuse me. Let's see. Yeah, let's do the yellow. We haven't got any yellow dots anywhere, so let's do yellow. I want to try and keep these dots as small as I can. I'm using my smallest tool. I am leaving some teeny spaces because I want to put some silver ones in as well. Because we've got silver on this nail and no other silver. So I just want to tie it in a little bit. I'm going to put that in the lamp. Now we will just top coat them and we're done. So this set is almost finished now. All we've got to do is just tidy up the edges, check the undersides, etc. So, when it focuses, this is the finished set. I quite like them. I will take some photos and put them in at the end as well. I do want to say, I think these were inspired by watching a video by Joe from another Joe from Miss Joe's Nail Company, or Miss Joe's Nail Co. If you haven't checked out her channel, do so. I will leave the link in the description below. She is incredibly inspirational, does some stunning stuff. She's really fun to listen to as well. Seems like a really, really nice lady. So yeah, if you haven't checked her out, go and check her out, because you won't regret it. She's really good. She was my driving force before I found the girls that have now formed Lip Smacking Nails, which is a group on YouTube. We've got a YouTube channel, but it's also on Discord, so we chat a lot. And before I found those ladies and BR Nail Talk, Crystal Rose, Joe was my biggest inspiration for, you know, trying new things and learning new techniques and just giving it a go, because that's what she does. And it doesn't always work out. She's not one of these perfect, you know, she's a bit like me. She leaves all the mistakes in and stuff like that. And yeah, she's real. She's down to earth. So yeah, go check her out. I'll stop fangirling now. Yeah, that's about your lot for this video, guys. I hope you have had fun. And if you have, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. Little thing down there, or it'll come up at the end, or whichever way you want to do it. Just subscribe, please. Hit that notification bell as well, so you don't miss any of my future videos. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks for being here. Bye.